So this begins last Friday. Or no, it was shortly before that. I found out from like I don't remember how I found out, but someone posted a thing of like Jay Inslee was going to be on campus for some thing he was doing for like, it was really weird. It was like making bracelets and talking about registering to vote or something like that, which I thought was really weird, but they said he was going to be there. So I figured, first I just figured I would go because like it'd be funny to like meet the guy, I guess. But then I realized, well, if I'm going to meet him, maybe, because they said on the flyer strip, meet Jay Inslee. I was like, if I can meet him, maybe I could get him to like do some, funny stuff or whatever. That'd be cool to, just goof a little bit with him, on him, goofing with him or goofing on him, however you see it. So I told Jack and I asked if he wanted to come because or maybe I'm wrong, but I said, I asked you if you wanted to come too, right? Or did I not? I mean, I know you couldn't have it either way because you were sick, but did I ask you if you wanted to come?
Yeah, I think because I had to go to class that day that we saw each other,
mm-hmm.
and so yeah, you did ask if I wanted to have whatever time it was,
mm-hmm.
and then I was like, okay, I'll see.
Yeah, so he wasn't. Mikey wasn't able to go, which is fine because I'm gonna go into. It wasn't really that exciting, but we figured we would go. I was thinking about it, and okay, I wanted to do three things. I wanted to, get a picture with him. That was pretty obvious. And I was wearing I have this shirt that says legalize Shemp on it, which is about the three, Shemp from the Three Stooges. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it shows a picture of him, and I thought, that'd be cool. And then I wanted to get I wanted to say something like, this is Governor Jay Inslee, you're listening to the Josiah Show on KUGR 95.1 or something like that. And I figured that was probably the least likely because he's probably going to say his whole like, I can't endorse products without knowing what they are or whatever, which I understood. But I also wanted to get him to sign the Sonichu comic, the one I have, right under Chris Chan's name. I thought if he could sign that, that would be like, because first of all, that must make it worth a lot of money. We got the governor of a state to sign something that also was signed by Christine Weston Chandler. So that's pretty. That'll be pretty epic. But I realized, okay, probably the only thing that can happen is we get a photo with him because I don't think he's gonna sign a comic book that he doesn't know anything about that someone else already signed, and I don't think he's gonna record anything for the show. But we can try. It's just a theory at the moment. Maybe it would happen. But I was talking to Jack, and when we were walking there, we had different theories about how to like possibly pull this off, because he was thinking, what you should do is say, here's a comic book I wrote. Then let's see if can you sign it because it's really special to me or something. Which I thought that wouldn't happen because it has like copyright information on it and it has like the name Christine Weston. No, it was back then it was Christian Weston Chandler. And it had all that, and so I figured there's no chance he's gonna sign that, or there's no chance he's gonna believe I did it. But Jack's idea was like, he's gonna think you're so like looking at the art and all that. He'll think you're so like pathetic. That's like he'll think you're like, oh yeah, I'll sign it for you, sport or whatever. Which I thought would be pretty funny. But he didn't. I figured that likely would. There's no possible scenario where he's going to do that. And I figured I should say like, oh, this is such a special moment. Like after I get him to record my intro, like we were like 4D chessing this thing because we thought of ways we were going to have to make this happen. And I was like, oh, here you go. I wish I had something for you to sign your name. Oh, here's this comic book I have. Would you like to sign that? And I figured that would probably have a better chance of working. Although I did speak to someone later, and they did tell me like. Because, okay, I'll just go into spoilers for this story. He didn't do any of this stuff before I get into, like, because, it doesn't matter. When I was talking to him, like, oh, I wish he could have done that. He said, well, maybe if you told him that it was written by you or you're like, special little brother or something, he would do it. And so I don't know, my idea got 0 votes so far, so maybe Jack's was the best idea. I don't know. So we were going there, and that's when I started kind of hitting me like, oh my, we're about to try to start messing with the like United States government. This is crazy. But there was this really specific scene in my head that was playing when we were thinking like, what should we do? Well, I was the one who was thinking it was more with like myself, because I was thinking we should. Jack was just fine with it the whole time. He didn't care. But I was thinking maybe we shouldn't do this. But then the other part of my body was saying no, we should do this. It was like that scene in Back to the Future 2 where Marty's like, what if we don't succeed? And Doc's just like, we must succeed, and then we just go ahead, So that's what I was thinking the whole time. And so we went there, and this is, I guess, my bad, but we went to the room that it was listed. This is where it's happening. And we walked in, and there was a sign that said, like Jay Inslee or whatever. So we walk in, and it's like an empty classroom where all the lights are turned off, and no one's there. And we came like a minute early, maybe so like, oh, okay, maybe we need a little bit to get here. And we thought, first of all, like, this is great if this is what it's going to be because we'll be first in line to meet the guy. That'll be great. So we sat there for like 10 minutes until we realized, okay, maybe maybe there's been a mistake. So we get up and then we look at the sign again. I guess we were both blind that day because, oh, it says it's been removed to this room or whatever. It's probably been said that the whole time. And I felt kind of disappointed when I saw what room number it was because I had a class in that room freshman year, and I always remember what it looked like. It was like a lecture hall where I knew there was going to be a lot of people. And so I figured, oh, well, our chances of like actually talking to him for that long probably just gone down dramatically because there's going to be a lot of people there. But we pushed on, because we figured we have to try. So we go in and we saw him pretty quick. I thought maybe he wouldn't be in the room yet, but we saw him pretty quick. He was like talking to some people in the front, and we thought maybe we should just get in line right now and just try to meet him as quick as we can. But we figured maybe that would be a good idea also because he's gonna it was close to when the event was gonna start. I'm sure because it was already past schedule. So I figured if we try right now, he'll just real quick like brush us off probably. So we sat on our seats, which were like in the front. We sat in these like front row seats, and he starts talking. And there was people I knew there from like the newspaper. They're like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing?" And I couldn't spoil the plan right away. But I felt kind of bad because I think I said something to them like the other day that was like, oh, when we were talking about the Jay Inslee things, I knew some of them were going, which is how I knew it would probably be a crowded event because I knew people personally who were going to go to that. And, that's probably pretty rare because, like, who cares about, like, going to make bracelets or whatever with the governor when voting. So, like, if people I know are going, then I figure there's got to be a lot of people going. So I spoke to them briefly, and I said, oh, yeah, we're going. Well, I told them beforehand something like, I'm doing something tomorrow. I didn't think about how this sounded when I said it. I said, I'm doing something tomorrow with the governor that's going to make the news or something like that. That sounds really bad because that sounds like I'm going to, like, try to shoot him or something. So I realized, oh, no, I shouldn't have put it like that. But we get out there, and I felt still feeling kind of weird because we couldn't just have the comic book out because that would look stupid. So it was in my jacket's, like, inside pocket, kind of like turn in a circle like you're going to swat a fly with it. And I realized, oh, that's going to look really bad if I try to go to him and, like, start pulling it out because that's, like, exactly where, like, James Bond puts his gun in, like, his holster when he's, like, pulling it. So I realized, like, oh, I'm not getting shot and arrested today for, like, an attempted assassination if that's what they think I'm doing. So I started to feel kind of worried about it. But he gets up, starts speaking, and I'm like totally zoned. I mean, no offense, I'm sure it was like a lovely speech or whatever, but I'm totally zoned out because all I can think about is the best way to get this to happen still. And Jack points out we're eye level with his dick, which is kind of funny, where we're sitting and how he's standing. And I was kind of thinking that too, but I was kind of thinking don't make eye to penis contact. Do not. And, and don't make eye contact either. So I'm just thinking he went on for like 10 minutes and he was saying the whole like how he wants you to vote in the initiatives and all that, which I thought like I'm not gonna go into like because I haven't looked into the initiatives. I don't know what they'd like. Well, I voted. I did look into them then, but at the time I didn't look into the initiatives. I don't know I'm not telling you how to like feel about them. But that was kind of weird because I thought it was gonna be like we were just registering to vote. I didn't know if it was gonna be like a political thing, but I guess it was. But anyway, so we had to like then it got to the point where you could ask him questions. And I figured this might be the only chance I get, so I might as well now. But I got kind of scared because even though I wasn't going to use I didn't want to use the whole, I wrote this comic. I wanted to kind of leave that door open in case I thought in the moment he would fall for that. So I didn't want to because he said give your name and major when you ask him a question. So I figured I'd just give my major and to see if he'll like let that slide. And he did. Oh yeah, because I guess I thought there was a low chance of it happening, but I did ask him a question. And I figured I need to ask him a question that would like really like, like butter him up for if we like be nice if we're gonna get stuff from. So I just said like, if Kamala Harris wins the election, would you take a spot in her cabinet or something? And people were like, ooh, like that's a deep question.
That is a good question.
Thank you. I appreciate. And he gave the whole like, I'm gonna keep fighting for climate change in Washington and all that. And he said, and he kind of goofed up. But I mean, I didn't say anything directly bad about him. I've kind of been like backhandedly like slapping him for the past few minutes by like talking about how he didn't let us talk. So I'll say. He kind of goofed on me, but I kind of deserve because he said something like, if she ever asks, I'll let you write a letter of recommendation for me or something like that." And I was like, "Oh, thank you, sir," or whatever. And I realized how stupid I looked because my coat is like unzipped and it was the legalized Shemp shirt, but because of the table, it cut off the bottom. I just looked like I was wearing a shirt that said legalized, and I was like, "Oh my god, what does he think I'm advocating for?" And then I wondered if he was going to say, like, pot's already legal in Washington. You know that, right?
That's what he said?
No, but I was thinking, is he going to say that? I was like, well, we can't smoke it here, so, no, it's not completely legal. But, so anyway, then like that was pretty much it. Then he had people someone ask like one more question. I figured, okay, so now he's gonna like come around and we're gonna be able to talk to him while we fill out our little crap here. And I'm already registered to vote, so I didn't need to fill that out. So I literally just came to meet the guy. And oh yeah, and also by the way, as a side note, I think they said there would be pizza there, and I'm not trying to like slander anyone because they did a good job like putting on the event, the what's it, the who's it, who put this together. But I think the pizza was gone when I got there, so unfortunately.
I was looking for the pizza.
Yeah, because I just came to meet the guy and get some pizza. I didn't come to. I already registered to vote. I know, and I already like if he'll meet me, I'll vote whatever way he tells me. All right, just if he'll like meet with me. But anyway, so I figured he's gonna go around, but he goes up the stairs and he like leaves, and so me and Jack are looking around like, oh no, do we miss our chance here? We wait for a second because he thinks like no. Jack thought he's going out for a second to like I don't know, smoke a ciggy. Well, he didn't say that, but like something. He's like he'll be back. He'll be back in to meet us. And we gave it like 30 seconds. I gave it like 30 seconds. Okay, he's not coming back. So we basically like, I don't know what I was thinking, but we like speed walk up the stairs. I'm like, no, I'm determined. We have to try our best to do this. This is like a mission. And then we get, I guess like 10 other people. I'm not as smart as I thought I was because like 10 other people had the same idea, it seems like, because that's how many people were now trying to like take pictures with him. And he would do it, but I realized he's doing it kind of fast. So there's no way he'll record anything. So we're going to have to scratch that one out. But maybe if we're lucky, he'll sign the comic book. So I have that ready. He says, like, take it out of your pocket and get it ready. So I have it ready. But just, my luck, I guess, right when he's near the end, he's like, all right, everyone else, just so we make sure we have time, everyone else just come in, like, we're going to get a nice, group picture here or whatever. And so I do, and I figure, so I'm going to get nothing from him probably, so I might as well just do the one thing left in my power I have to do, and I make, like, a stupid face at the camera. Like, I went like, okay, you guys aren't going to be able to see it, but I'll show Mikey, I went like, or something like that. I thought about trying to do like the blood gang sign because that would be pretty funny, but I realized I don't want to risk getting shot, so I'm not going to do that.
That's a good newscaster voice, though. Or not voice, sorry. That face that you made.
Thank you.
Is a good newscaster face.
Yeah,
it's
I'm thinking things over. Like, am I going to report the good news you're doing or the bad news you're doing, bro? It's up to if you sign my comic book. I don't know. It's like it's up in the air. And then he like starts leaving, and I figure, no, I'm still not done here. This is not the end yet. So we start to kind of follow him because then I realized, oh, this looks really bad. Two guys just following the governor around when he said he's leaving. This is gonna be like really bad. So then we decide this probably looked worse if someone saw us, but no one really saw. We're kind of like going around the corners, like pressed against the walls, like people don't see us. We're hoping maybe he's gonna like go and like I don't know, like take a dump or something. We can wait outside for when he.
Why would he take a dump?
Well, I don't know. He's leaving now, so I figure maybe like one for the road, I guess. And so he leaves, and we see him. He gets into like one of those black Secret Service like JFK motorcade cars, and we realize we're done. We're not gonna be able to do it. So I yell out. I just want to yell. I just said like, "Thanks for coming, sir," or something, and he either didn't hear me or didn't respond. I don't blame him. Whatever one it was. And then we, as his car left, I like try to flash him a salute, to like show that like if he ever comes back, I'm a loyalist. Don't throw me in the gulag, sir, or whatever. But he left and we didn't see him again, so we failed. And I guess I should kind of say because it sounds like I'm like, I don't know what impression this gives off to people listening, but it's like I'm not even like saying like I don't know enough about what he's done. I mean, he's been governor for like most of my life. I don't know enough about like what he's done to like say if he's been good or bad. This isn't about like trashing the guy or loving the guy. It's just about I was just trying to get I would have done this with any governor of any state. I'm just trying to get him to sign a thing. I mean, Greg Abbott would have been easiest for because he's like in a wheelchair, and so we could have like run up on it. I mean, I'm just saying like statistically, or like one of those old ass. Well, actually, I don't know if this is true. I think Jay Inslee is the oldest governor right now, so never mind. I guess I'll have to scratch out like old ass governors. It would have been easiest with because he's like 70 something. I mean, I'll say one nice.
Is he really?
Yeah, well, let me look up who the oldest. He's like 73 or something, but
Inslee is.
Yeah, oldest governor. Yeah, is it him? Oh no, apparently it's Kay Ivey of Alabama. All right, so who's 80. Damn. All right, so
Inslee is.
No, this lady is Kay Ivey, the governor of Alabama. Who's?
Oh wait, can you look up Inslee's exact age?
Yeah. 1 second.
When's his birthday too?
He is 73.
Wow, he looks pretty young for 73. Not gonna lie.
I mean, I'll give him that. He looked pretty good for 70. It looks like he's like I'm not gonna speculate here. His birthday is February 9th. And I'm gonna say I was not gonna. I'm not trying to speculate here, but I think he's lost some weight. To be honest, used to look a bit like when he first got elected. He looked a bit heavier, to be honest. So good for him for,
He's been doing those fasts. He's been fasting.
Yeah, well, so good for him on that front.
So you didn't get
anything? Yeah, I mean, I got a picture with him, but I'm gonna have to ask Jack to send it because I haven't really asked him yet. So I got a picture with him where, like, I'm near him, but I mean, I got to be like have a intimate like looking relationship with his penis. So I mean, there's that. But besides that, I didn't really get anything. So I mean, I appreciate that he would come, and I'm just saying I'm not like trying to trash the event or whatever that much. But I kind of was hoping I would get to meet him and take a photo with him and get him to sign a comic book and like was advertised, getting him to sign a comic book and getting him to record an intro for a radio show. Like I was kind of I mean, we did get George W. Bush, like you heard on the intro this time, but that's different, George Double Bush, as he likes to be called now. So yeah, I'm sorry because it really seems like I'm trashing it. I'm sorry to the people who run the event. I'm not trying to trash it that much, but it's just I was kind of hoping I'd get to get more up close and personal with the governor without having to risk getting shot because I'm running in front of his car. Because I guess we could have kept going from there, like follow him to the airport or something, see where he's going. I mean, I'm sure maybe he wouldn't recognize us from the meeting. We just think we're like big fans. So I don't know, but we could have. So I guess I can't complain because we could have tried harder, I guess. But
did he have bodyguards or something with him?
I don't know if they were bodyguards, but he had like people with it, like security probably.
Okay.
Yeah, so he did, but not. I guess maybe they wouldn't call him bodyguards, but yeah. Sorry to Jay, but. Yeah, I said this to Jack, but whenever I just call him Jay, I think of Jay Leno. I almost call him Jay Leno a lot, but whatever, Jay Leno should be the next governor. I don't know. But this is...
Yeah, I would agree to that.
Yeah. So, but I think that, I don't know, I guess the ultimate thing, I'm kind of disappointed, so I'm not going to vote for Jay Inslee for governor this election. I'm just going to say it right now. He lost my vote. I was thinking of writing him in, I don't know, but I saw it was kind of a joke, people trying to be like, to like Joe Biden, like, don't worry, Mr. President, I will uphold your honor, like writing him in for president. And it's like, well, it's too late now, man. You had your chance. But yeah, Jay Leno, he's leaving, and I was thinking about how many votes could I potentially get? Probably like nothing if I just started saying like I'm running for governor and just telling people to write me in. Probably like 2, 3.
Could you imagine winning like that, where like somebody writes in your name?
I know not in like recent governor history, even in Washington, but there have been political campaigns where I think that's happened before, where people like said, "I'm a write, you have to write me in to vote for me," and they won. Like, although I think it's usually with like incumbent senators or governors who like don't get their party's nomination and then say like, "Well, I'm gonna run anyway." Like, I think. Oh, no, I was gonna say for a second I thought Sarah Palin did that for someone. No, she didn't do that. Someone in Alaska did that once and they won. So, in fact, I think it's like one of the current senators has to keep doing that because they keep getting not renominated, so they have to keep saying "write me in" like this. So yeah, some people do it and it works, but
it's like a definition of take the hint, bro.
Yeah, it's like, bro, we don't want you anymore. So I should run again? Is that what you're saying? But yeah, so some people do it, but I don't. I don't know if it's really worked. It would be cool if someone did that for president. Like, well, Kanye was trying that because it was too late for him to be on most ballots. So Kanye was kind of trying, and there were a lot of people who voted for him. So I don't know yet. I remember it was really funny and this is one of the main reasons. Like, whatever you say about this election, I miss Kanye kind of because I remember I was on Twitter during the actual election. And Kanye West under all his posts were like, "I got you, sir," and they were like showing someone like write his name in on the ballot and like putting it in. And then there's always people like, "Oh, great, you wasted your vote," and then people who are like, "Oh, like that's hilarious" or whatever. I don't know. Like there was always people who said stupid things about it. And look, I'm not saying to vote for Kanye. I'm just saying that, maybe he could do a good job. I mean, you have to trust the guy. You have to give him some trust. I mean, So. That was one of the things I missed. And he kind of lied because he said he was going to run again this year, and he never did. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, good. So yeah, thanks, Jay, I guess, for coming to the state. You know what? Because you came anyway, I'll still give you the applause. But I'm just saying it's not as enthusiastic because you didn't meet us. But stop. That's enough for you. So yeah, Jack came up with it. He noticed how like abrupt the stopping sounded. I didn't really think about it before, but.
Well, you're telling those people to stop applying, so.
Yeah, I'm telling the live studio audience to stop applauding, and they hear and they obey, and that's cool.
Yeah, we got some people in the back.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Where were they? If they were like in those adjacent, like those rooms over there, that'd be kind of
Yeah.
cool.
I think that would be a good spot.
Yeah, let's get an audience for one of the next shows we do. Put some mics in there so you can hear their reaction, and they're gonna clap when I tell them to clap and laugh when I tell them to laugh and boo. No, they're not gonna boo at all. But if someone comes into the room I don't like, they're gonna tell them to boo. That'll be fun. But yeah, classic. I'm sorry, Jay, that I kind of trashed you for 20 minutes, but it is how it is. You know, it is what it is. You should have met me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he wanted the comic book signing, and you didn't get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and also I'm gonna say there's always gonna be space for if you ever want to run again. Maybe it's not too late. I don't know, 3 days from the election or whatever. It's not too late if you want the job still. You know, you gave up though. You gave up. We don't want a quitter for governor. All right, so. Yeah. I don't know if he was ever seriously considering running. I think there were like rumors he was going to run for a fourth term, but because I think if he did, he would be the number one like serving governor in the history of the state. But I guess it's not worth it to him. Which
Is there a term limit, or is it you can just keep running for as long as you want, as long as you get elected?
in Washington, there's no term limit. He could have kept running if he wanted.
So
but,
if he lived until 100 and he got elected at 50, he could have ran for 50 years as a governor.
yeah, he could have.
Wow, that's interesting.
I think we should
We should try it.
yeah, we should try. Let's have a 100-year-old governor get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old was the oldest governor? Not far off from 100 or something.
80. It was 80.
Yeah. What's Jimmy Carter doing? Can he run for governor at some point? I don't know. I mean, he has the kind of thinking we need in Washington. So, yeah, that's all I was gonna say about J Boy. I don't know why I called him that.